Hello, I'm Layla McKinnon. Welcome to A Current Affair. Tonight, we're taking up the battle for thousands of Aussie pensioners being thrown off welfare and forced to look for work in a cruel crackdown that many say has gone too far. The seniors and disabled are on a new government hit list as it toughens the rules on who's eligible and who's not.
It was a kick in the guts. I felt very, very low. I actually felt, well, what have I done to deserve this?
David Murray isn't a dole bludger.
Well, when I found out I wasn't eligible, it was just a big disappointment, and it just sort of felt like, oh, well, just to put me on the scrap heap.
John Malone certainly isn't a welfare cheat.
It's very stressful on both of us, really.
Neither is his loving wife, Nola.
And I know the government's probably got to crack down on it, but, you know, Johnny's a genuine case.
But these Aussie seniors who have fallen on tough times are in the federal government's firing line.
Oh, it's very hard.
It's all part of a major overhaul of the current welfare system, where some pensioners are being forced to fight tooth and nail for money they genuinely deserve.
Well, it's sort of very disappointing to get to this stage, and when you genuinely need help.
I've spoken to many people in the same position as myself, and I really feel from it.
These are just 3 of the thousands of elderly and disabled who are being stripped of their pension.
You're on a disability pension.
Yeah.
Do you think you should be on a disability pension still?
Well, I should be on that.
And a growing number of legitimate cases who can't get a pension at all.
We're told, like, you're supposed to get 20 points, and I only sort of come up with 10.
To receive the disability support pension, you need to qualify for a Centrelink assessed impairment rating of 20 points, which it seems for many is impossible.
And we've got people trying to live on the New Start allowance and coping with disabilities. It's just really tough.
Battlers like John Malone, an amputee, are being told to go out and get a job because they don't reach those 20 points.
I've been assessed to do 8 hours work a week.
A farmer since he was 16, John has spent the past 12 months trying to prove to Centrelink he's disabled and not capable of working.
I've had 100 k's round trip, and like to do a couple of hours work, there's a couple of hours work a day, it doesn't add up.
This is despite the fact John nearly lost his life over 10 years ago to a staphylococcal infection which took his right leg. He also has high blood pressure, is diabetic and at risk of kidney failure.
Well, nobody's going to employ me for a couple of hours a day.
Incredibly, John was rejected for the disability support pension, even though the government is happy to give his wife Nola a carer's pension for looking after him.
Obviously, he doesn't need caring for because he can't get a disability pension.
John has now been placed on the dole, and the federal government's solution is to send him on a TAFE course in the hope he'll find work.
Well, who's going to employ a 63 or 65-year-old bloke?
Look, I'm really worried about the federal government's review into the disability support pension. Of course the government should be able to have reviews.
Marie O'Halloran is from the National Welfare Rights Network.
But we need to make sure that we still have a strong social security system for those people in our families who need support.
Here at A Current Affair, we've been inundated with emails from viewers with similar concerns. Keith, who is in his 60s and suffers from a range of health problems, tells us, I too was denied such a pension. The reason given, I have not applied for other jobs. While cancer sufferer Lisa, who is also hearing impaired, says, I was not entitled to a pension because I didn't have enough points. Disgusting how a disability can be scaled on a point system.
It is much harder now to get the disability support pension.
Grandfather Ron Woods used to be on a disability support pension for his intellectual disability, loss of hearing and eyesight. But amazingly, these new tougher rules mean he's been stripped of his welfare payments and forced to join our growing job queue.
Centrelink says you're not sick enough, go get a job. What do you say?
I say that's not right. I want to get back on my pension. The hell would they like it?
But other people work to look after themselves. Why shouldn't you?
Yeah, but I mean, looking after anybody else.
Ron says he saved the federal government money by caring for his late wife of 25 years, Lorna, but his own health deteriorated as a result, and now he can't get the help he so desperately needs.
I asked the federal government to please be compassionate with all the genuine applicants, please.
Like Ron, David Murray spent a decade caring for his wife before placing her in a nursing home due to his own ill health. But 8 months of toing and froing with Centrelink saw him finally win the right to receive the disability support pension.
I almost did give up. I almost was in desperation. Even at times I was thinking of hocking and pawning some of possessions I had.
David's win gives John and Nola Malone hope, and they have this final message for the decision makers at Centrelink.
With the disability pensions there to support people, why aren't we being supported?
Worked hard all my life, and now my health is gone. I genuinely need help.
And if you've been taken off the disability support pension or rejected altogether and believe you are a genuine case, send us an email. We would love to hear from you.